How's it going, guys? Now, if you watch my other video, you know how to tune a spinner for bow fishing, right? But what about an AMS bottle? What few don't realize is tuning an AMS bottle versus tuning a spinner reel are worlds apart. You tune them completely different. So I'm going to show you the difference today. Now, this is a, I don't know, 2012 or so PSE Wave, and that's going to be our test bow for today. Of course, we have our blue quick draw on there. Now, yes, it's called a snapshot, but trust me, it's still a quick draw. We already got our finger slicks on here, and we got our knock point. The bottom of the knock point is set at 5/16, like I always try to set it. And we got our AMS Pro retriever set up on here. Now, first thing to do is I need to take this bottle off. So I'll go ahead and unscrew the wing nut. We can take that off. That way we can get in here to tune our rest. Let's go ahead and get into this, and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay guys, now before we started, we went ahead and got our bow completely set up. If you don't know how to do that, go over to my other bow fishing tuning video, and I'll show you completely how to set up your rest, set up your finger slicks, the whole 9 yards. But right now we're gonna go from this point, and we're gonna show you how to tune the AMS bottle. Now, we've got our windage adjusted for center shot, and we have the top of our arrow is even with the center of the burger hole, and that's a good starting point for me. That's where I like to start all my bows. But we're gonna go and shoot a couple arrows and see how it shoots. Okay guys, as you can see, we got a nice tight group here. I went ahead and pulled this arrow out. It was sitting in here cockeyed because I think it actually hit one of the arrows back here in the back before it hit the target. But as you can see, our point of impact from where our nock is sitting is about 1 inch to 2 inches lower. And if we were shooting a spinner, that'd be exactly what we need. But since we shoot an AMS bottle today, that's not going to cut it. Now, the reason being is the drag from the line is on the side instead of being down here where a spinner would be, where the drag from the line would be lower than where the arrow's coming out, which is why we tune like this. Now we got to tune to where our drag is coming from the side. So we need an arrow that is shooting straight horizontally into our target, but actually kicked off a little bit to the left. That way the drag from the right side of the bow, we'll straighten it out a little bit, and we'll penetrate that water with zero splash whatsoever and a lot less plane. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slide my windage over a little bit, and since we're riding high, I'm going to drop my knock down. Always move your rest in the direction you want your knock to travel. We've got a little bit of kick up here where our knock is riding high, so we want it to come down. So we're going to drop our rest down just ever so slightly and try it again. I'll show you what that looks like. I went and got my pile of arrows and remembered that an interlock pro point 2 barb, if you take the tip all the way out, the little pin and the barbs will slide right off. Wham, I got me a lightweight practice point. So if you guys are looking for something dual purpose out there that you can practice at home and put your barbs in there and go shoot fish, you may want to give interlock a look. But so we're tuning our quick draw, and to make the arrow shoot level up and down, we've got our quick draw dropped way down. Okay, now to look at that, that almost looks weird, doesn't it? See how much slope is in that arrow? But let's look how it shoots. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is directly in my line of sight. Now, here's the tricky part. We need to take the left and right out of it. I'll tell you this, some bows are more sensitive to this than others. I don't really think the Wave is, but it's been a while since I've actually shot one of these and I've shot a bottle. So we're going to put our bottle on here. We're going to tie it to the back of that arrow. I'm sorry. We're going to tie it to the AMS safety slide, as always. And we're going to see how much left and right we get by putting our drag on it. That's why we're here, testing our equipment. That way when we get out there on the water, everything's good as gold. Guys, I tell you, I just got to take the time to give a shout out to Mr. Pete Shepley on this for taking the time and putting 3 sets of sight holes in a Bowfishing Bow for the guys that shoot a bottle like this that can get it all the way down to where it needs to be. When you put your bottle on here, from your rest hole to where your line comes out should be even, right across from one another. Get that as close as possible, okay? And of course, tighten it down. Then you want to come right in here. Now this is, you know, fairly thin metal, so you can come in here and bend this over to where it needs to be. If you got small hands, you want to be able to reach out there and grab that lever comfortably. So that's it for as far as the bottle goes. Let's tie to that arrow and see how we do. Okay guys, while we're on the subject of tying your line, now I had a buddy show me this not more than a month ago, and it's so simple, and I wonder, you know, where my mind has been for the last 20 years. But thread your line through the safety slide, okay, and give yourself about, I don't know, 5 or 6 inch tail, and pinch it. Make a loop just like this and thread it over the point. Now you're going to kind of hold it with your fingers, slide it all the way down, and then slide it over the knock. See how that's going? Okay. And just slide that back to where basically it's a double overhand knot. Okay. But it uses that safety slide as a yoke exactly the way it should be. When you shoot your bow, your line should fly just like that every time. Okay, that's enough on knot tying. Now let's go shoot some. Okay, now a good way to actually see how you're doing, use the line. Use every tool you got available to you. So reel your line down, hold it out at arm's length, reel it out as much as possible. And right away, I can see that my knock is sitting over to the right just a little bit further than what it should be, okay? And it's actually a little high. So we moved our rest down just ever so slightly because our knock was riding a little high. Now, if you want to set your knock higher on the string, like I said, we set it 5/16. That's perfectly fine. Our arrow is actually within 1/8 of an inch of hitting our riser out here. There's nothing wrong with that. It will not hurt a thing. And if you guys have that syndrome where even though you're shooting a full capture rest, you still have to put your finger on the arrow, I do it, guilty. you're actually going to like this. So that's up to you. But let's see where we're at. Okay. I don't know how much of that you can see, but even though I'm left of the target, it's got pretty good arrow flight. My point's sitting just a little bit lower than my knock, but a little bit's okay. Alright guys, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out today. Now even though it's just a little bit different than what it would be if we had a spinner on here, tuning an AMS bottle is not difficult. Anybody can do it. I hope that you guys take that extra effort to achieve the best arrow flight possible. You guys practice your deer hunting gear all the time, right? Why not take just a little bit extra time to go through your bow fishing bow and try to get that arrow to fly just a little bit better. You don't want to be that one guy on a boat that every time he draws back, he lays that arrow across the water sideways, do you? I didn't think so. Guys, I'm Dustin Apple, aka White River Rambo. Once again, Quick Draw Archery Pro Staff. If you guys got any questions or comments, drop it on down there and light it up. Hit that subscribe if you want to. I'm going to keep doing this because I love it. I hope you love it too. If you guys want to be an advocate for the sport of bow fishing like I am, go to the Bowfishing Association of America's website and get yourself a membership. We'd love to have you. Thanks, guys.